Hey guys, it's Alex here from Homey. Let's take a quick look at Slide. And Slide is the product that I've used to make these curtains smart and automated. So what you do actually with Slide is you add them to existing curtain rails, and that makes them smart. So there's a little motor in there and a pulley system, and your curtains become, let's say, smart curtains and automated. So you can have these open at any time of the day when you want them to. Now, Slide is perfect for people like me. So I love to wake up with sunlight. Now, currently it's winter, so that's not possible. But let's say in the longer days of the year, then I want the curtains to be open in the morning. However, I have neighbors that sort of look into my room, into my bedroom. So ideally, I'd want to have the curtains closed at night and then open up in the morning so that I can wake up naturally with natural sunlight. And you can do that with Slide and smart curtains. Now, Slide is quite an ingenious product because it's sort of a DIY solution to creating smart automated curtains. And it uses the rails that you already have. So you actually add the device onto the rails, install it without any real hardware, so you don't need a screwdriver or a power drill or anything like that. Everything you need is in this box. And they've done a great job at making the installation process simple. So they say it takes about 15 minutes, and they've got a guided tutorial in their Slide app, which you can use to install it in your own home. In this video, I'm going to show you what's inside the box, and everything you need to install Slide comes inside here. And we're going to connect it up to Homey, and I'll show you how to create some automations with flows for these curtains. So you can have them part of your morning routine, part of your evening routine. You can have them part of let's say a holiday mode when you're away and have the curtains closed at certain times. All those things are possible with Slide and Homey. We're gonna go through it. So first things first, let's take a look in the box. So it's quite obvious that Slide wants you to download their app. Now I would recommend doing this because first of all, you get your guided installation. And secondly, the Slide app is where you actually connect your device to. Now Slide comes with everything you need. You have the power adapter, here's all your motors, and you've got all the things that click in to your rail system. Now with this, you can create your own smart curtains. So you can have smart curtains in a matter of 15 minutes with the installation, and then with Homey, you can connect these up to the rest of your smart home. Now, Slide does a much better job of showing you how to install this than I would ever be able to do. So I'm gonna refer to them. Now let me put this away and let's get to the fun part where we connect everything up and have it really become a part of our smart home. Slide actually offers a couple of routines that you can add. These are a bit static, so you have timers where you can open and close, and you have sunset, sunrise. Now, as a lot of you will know, with Homey, you can take it a step further. So what I'm gonna do is connect up my Slide to Homey and then create some flows for it. So let's jump over to the Homey app. Now here, I can add Slide as a new device. So I'll head over to Devices, hit the plus in the top right, and search for Slide. Now the Slide app pops up right here. I can select it, select Slide, and hit Connect. Now to add Slide, you'll need to log in with your Slide credentials. So the account that you created with Slide, you can now link up here. So I'm going to type in my username and password. Now once you've logged in, you'll see the slides that you have linked up to your Slide account available here. And now I've only got one Slide hooked up, but if you have multiple, you'll see them here and you're able to add them. And if you don't want to add some of them, you can hit the check mark here to unselect it. Then I can hit next, and you'll see immediately that the Slide device is added to Homey. Now here, I can actually hold on the device tile to get my controls. And now you'll see that the top here indicates open state for curtains, and the bottom is a closed state. So let me show you this in action. If I now take it about halfway, Slide closes the curtains about halfway. I feel like I'm in the theater here. Now curtains are a little bit basic. So you have open and close, and that's about it. But you do want these to work seamlessly with the rest of your smart home. So you don't want to switch apps all the time between your Hue lamps and your Sonos speaker and your TV for your Chromecast. You can do it all in one place right from Homey. And we call that flows. So we can create flows to automate our curtains. Now, I want to show you a quick flow that I can create with this. Now, if you're familiar with Homey, you'll know that we have when, and then, and you can add cards under each of those situations. So for a when card, let's have a quick look at what Slide offers. So if I tap on the device for Slide, I can see that it tracks if a position is changed. So if you want flows to be triggered when your slide actually moves or changes position, you can use this flow card. Now I'm going to actually head back and just create a flow that says this flow is started. Now I hit the check mark and I'll head over to then. These are the actions that Homey will do once this flow is started. So I can add a card here and head down to my devices and my slide. And in the slide, I get a couple more options for activities that are carried out when this flow is started. So I can set the position to, and then you'll see here I have a slider and there's a short description. So I can change the position to open, which is 100%, and closed at 0%, or a value in between. So if you want to set your curtains to open to 1/3 and then maybe 2/3 and then all the way, you can do that here by setting that slider at a certain percentage. Now, I want this flow to actually open my curtains fully. So I'm going to move it all the way to 100%. Now, if you want to, you can add a delay in this section by toggling that on and off. Now in this flow, I can also ask Homey to turn on my lights. So I'm going to do that. I'll add a card and I'm going to head to my film studio, head to my desk lamp, and I'm going to tell Homey to dim the lamp to about 50%. Now I can add a duration for this. So this is the time that it takes to actually dim to that level, which I actually want to do because the idea behind this flow is that it becomes my good morning flow. So in the mornings, my curtains open and my lights are set to about 50% brightness in my bedroom. So I'm going to add a duration and I'm going to say 5. And if I tap here on seconds, I can change that to minutes. So now I've got it setting to a dim level of 50% over a duration of 5 minutes. And then I'll hit the tick in the top right. Now I can save this flow and give it a name. So I'm going to call it Good Morning and hit save. Now that flow's been saved, I can head back and you can either trigger a flow right from here under the devices panel, or I can head over to my flows overview and hit the play right here. Now you'll see that the curtains open and that desk lamp has now been set to transition to a dim level of 50% over the next 5 minutes. So that adds a nice, comfortable morning routine with a couple of different smart devices. Now, you can actually link up these curtains to any smart device in your home that you have connected to Homey. So for instance, if you want your Good Morning to also play some music, you can add a Sonos speaker or another smart speaker to the mix and have that play your favorite playlist in the morning, or perhaps a radio station. Now, I can't show you all of these flows because there's a bunch of different ideas, and that's the whole point of flows, is that you create these for your own home. So every house is different, everybody's preferences are different, and you can set this up in exactly the way you want it with flows, with Homey, and Slide. So it's a perfect combination of a couple of different devices, all put into one place and all automated through what we call flows. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I've made my curtains smart, right? Now, do I need to grab my phone every time I want to open and close these curtains? Because that seems like a bit of a nuisance, right? If you just quickly want to close the curtains. Well, Slide luckily has thought about that. So Slide actually just added a function called touch and go. It's really simple. Now, you see this curtain here? If I just give it a little tug, the Slide recognizes that and it knows to close the curtains. Now to open the curtains again, all you need to do is give it a tug to the left. And Slide knows that you're trying to open the curtains, so it automates that whole process. Now, if you're considering to upgrade your curtains, make them smart, automated, and you're considering using Slide for that, make sure to check out their website, and they have a function called a quick scan. Now with this, you can just check out if your curtain rails are suitable for Slide. And now most of these are, but there are some types that may not work or may not be compatible with this device. So make sure you check there first. Now perhaps you're watching this and you've already got Slide installed, in which case I would have to recommend adding Homey to the mix, especially if you have some other smart devices. So if you're looking at upgrading to smart lights, perhaps adding a smart speaker, smart thermostats, door window sensors, motion sensors, the list goes on and on. But make sure to check us out on homey.app, and you can find all of the different features that Homey adds, the brands we work with, the devices we connect to, and some great ideas for flows and automations for your home. Now, I was lucky enough to actually get in touch with one of the co-founders of Slide, and I was able to ask him a couple of questions about this device. Hi, Kai. It's Alex here from Homey. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm here actually in the studio. I'm taking a look at Slide. I've set it up. I've been trying it out, and I think it's really great. But maybe you could tell me, where did you come up with the idea?
So the idea was actually born out of a kind of frustration because I wanted to have automatic curtains myself. But then I saw what we call in Dutch a rompslomp, which means it was a big hassle to get these curtains because they had to be you had to measure the exact length that you needed, then they had to be built to order, meaning so they had to be built specifically for that length. I had to wait a month, and moreover, I also didn't know if I was gonna stay at this place or not. So I would make a huge investment for automatic curtains. This can be done easier. So I bought myself a 3D printer and I started prototyping.
And what makes Slide better? What makes you guys different then?
So I think the biggest difference or USP is that you can first of all you can mount it on your existing track, right? So you don't need to buy a new track that's custom made on a specific length. Secondly, because you can mount it on your existing track, it can also it's independent of the length of this track. So if you have a 4 meter curtain, 5, 6, it doesn't matter. You can just click slide onto it. Actually, the whole installation is without any tools. You can just use your existing curtains gear, and you can enjoy your curtains, your smart curtains, without the hassle of buying the new whole complete set.
If someone would be interested in getting Slide for their home, where do they have to go? Where do they get in touch with you guys?
The best place to go and to see our information is at our website, is slide.store. Here you can see all info about the product, about the things that I mentioned, like how it's installed, but also like why do we call it smart and not electric? Because you can use different things from it. Like for example with Homey, right? You can use flows to set up really smart things instead of just triggering like, hey, I want to open them now or close them now.
Right. And what's your favorite flow for Homey?
So I don't have a TV, but I have a projector at home, and I have a button, and when I press it, the flow is called movie mode. The curtains close, some of the lights dim, others go off, and the projector goes on. And I must admit, even though I've been using this flow for a while, it's still a bit like this magic feel, like the feeling of the future, but it's just in your home. So I really love that.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's one of those use cases that we also highlight a lot, which is movie time. So when you're starting to watch a film, you can have your lights dim, your curtains close, and Slide is the perfect product to actually make that happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, and are you guys planning any further improvements, or do you have anything coming up down the line that you might want to talk about?
So Slide now works on existing tracks, but we also are planning to add the compatibility for rods. So these are these metal or wooden poles, right, with rings around them. The movement is the same, right? So you have this linear movement that goes open and close, but just the mounting is a bit different, and especially with rings in the curtains, it can be a bit difficult because they're gonna get stuck. So there was something that we're working on, but we have a proof of concept to also tackle that.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I know I have some rod and ring curtains at home, and they do not close that easy. So that's a big challenge for you guys.
Yeah, but we should be able to tackle that problem.
All right, great. It was good talking to you, Kai. I thank you for your time, and I hope to see what Slide has in store for us in the future.
Cool. All right, thank you.